When I first met Anna, it was at the end of her workday. In a flash, she changed out of her scrubs into a super cute blue Lululemon yoga outfit. Now, Anna is a relatively new orthodontist in Arkansas who loves yoga so much that she qualified as a yoga instructor while she was still in dental school, as impossible as that may sound. The only things that she loves more than yoga are her husband Dominic, their 2 girls, and making smiles for her patients. From the outside, it seemed like Anna had the picture-perfect life, except for the frown on her face, and when I asked her if she was okay, she couldn't hold back any longer. I really need to go to yoga. It's my thing. It helps keep me sane. But I just end up feeling really guilty when the only classes I can take are after work. The evenings are the only time that we get as a family, and I'm taking that away. When I get to my class, I don't relax as much as I want to because I feel bad. I feel like I'm always juggling, having to make a choice between my work, my family, and yoga. This was my first clue that Anna's perception of work-life balance was outdated. She saw it like the old-fashioned weighing scales that balanced weights on each side. Now, that mindset dates back to the 1960s, when the majority of women stayed at home and men worked from 9 till 5. Unfortunately, Anna's perspective, her experiences, and juggling her life are not unique. The days of being able to split life and work 50-50 are long gone. We can no longer compartmentalize our lives. If we're ever going to stop this tug of war between our work and our life, between our heads and our hearts, then we must accept our new reality and live beyond the borders of what's familiar. After 50+ years of failed attempts at balancing work and life, the question we really need to ask ourselves today is, how do we replace work-life balance? The answer is work-life synergy. Now, I'm sure you have heard of synergy, but few people know the origin of the word. It comes from the Greek and is composed of 2 parts. Sun, meaning together, and ergon, meaning work. Work together. The work-life synergy approach to better balance is based on the premise that it is impossible to separate your life from your work and vice versa. Again, it is impossible to separate your life from your work and vice versa. Instead, it encourages you to fuse or blend the various parts of your day-to-day life so that they work together. Think of it like combining the ingredients to your favorite meal. Separately, they may taste okay, but together, they taste fantastic. Now, the benefits of blending things together is undeniable, and we need to look no further than our own industry to find the perfect example. I'm sure you will agree that when a dentist and their assistant work side by side, it often looks like well-rehearsed choreography. My dental assistant, Kat, used to place instruments in my hand before I even knew I needed them. Always one step ahead of me, she was my second brain. The synergy that we created working together for so many years made the procedures easier, and it dramatically improved the patient experience. If we're completely honest with ourselves, we must admit that one facet of our lives does not slow down or stop simply because we are focused on another. Balance requires equal shares of time, which is impossible. Synergy, on the other hand, takes the separate parts of your life and puts them together. Think of it like streamlining your daily routine to save time. The only question is how to do it. How can you strategically blend those things and still remain in control? In many ways, the shortest path to achieving work-life synergy reminds me of the procedure for placing a dental implant. The first step is the X-rays and the scans. We need to examine all the relevant anatomy. Similarly, in work-life synergy, we need to take an X-ray of our lives and look at the various roles we have and also the responsibilities that go along with that too. The second step is the positioning. Now, positioning is critical for the success long-term of an implant. In the same way that you manage a complex dental case, you need to take a look at the anatomy of your life to make sure all the pieces are working together in harmony. Now consider the aches and pains that typically arise after a day at work. What if they simply disappeared just by scheduling in time to exercise and stretch as part of your day? The final step is the placement. Much like implant placement in dentistry, placement in work-life synergy means establishing your routine and adjusting it when necessary. When work-life synergy is properly implanted, the separate parts of your life come together for your good. Now remember Anna, the orthodontist I introduced you to? Well, she had recently hired me to coach her on my work-life synergy strategies. She was struggling to find more equilibrium, and her main goal was to be at home with her family every evening without having to give up practicing yoga. I shared my work-life synergy concept with her, and she followed it to the letter. First, we had to get rid of Anna's outdated work-life balance mindset. Next, she took an X-ray of her life, and she saw herself as a doctor, a mother, and a yoga lover. For positioning, she thought through her workday in search of a better time to practice yoga. After working together for a few months, we came up with the perfect solution. I am proud to say that Anna now practices yoga every single day in an empty upstairs office space at lunchtime. But the best part is, she doesn't do it alone. She invites the members of her team to join her in a class which she leads. By looking at her life as a whole and integrating the parts, Anna is now able to be a fully engaged mum and wife, the best orthodontist, and her inner yogi lives on. I was blown away by how quickly Anna's life changed for the better when she was exposed to new ideas, and the exact same is possible for you. If the 2020 pandemic taught us anything, it's that life is too short to be overstressed and burned out trying to keep all these balls up in the air. Up, down, left, right, yin and yang, all signs that dichotomy, or the distinction between two parts, is nature's way of suggesting that there is no synergy without success. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed my accent, but I qualified as a dentist in the UK. I share that because I have seen our industry from both sides of the Atlantic. It is safe to say that no matter where you are in the world, continuing to approach life as a 50-50 proposition is an unnecessary gamble that will lead to decay. At this time, I am officially declaring work-life balance dead. You now have permission to do exactly what you've wanted to do for all those years. Drop all those balls. I invite you to fully explore your passions and combine the separate ingredients of your life, so you're not only making smiles for your patients, you're also making smiles for yourselves. Thank you very much.